Hi everybody, it's Jessica from Transita Johnson, and today I'm going to show you this cornrow hairstyle that I did on my model Marta. For this style we're going to split the hair in the middle of the head. You know that I like to make clean partings, so after you split more or less the half, just pass by one more time and make sure that you have a straight line. When you have done this, please take one part of the hair away, tie it into a deep ponytail by using a hair elastic. We're going to start with drawing a half moon shape part line, and here the same. Make the first line and then correct. Check that the part line is clean. That means that there are no hairs where they shouldn't be. And then section off this part with another hair tie just to ensure that it won't fall back. The remaining hair from the left hand side I put again into a low ponytail. To make sure that we have the other side exactly symmetrical, more or less exactly, I'm not that good to manage that, I make the half moon shape again, mirroring it by the part line, and then tie off the rest of the hair again in the low ponytail on the left hand side. And you see here now we're going to braid on the right hand side first, and I'm only adding in the hair from the top, from the part line, from the straight middle part line to the half moon shape line. Therefore I take a very tiny section from the front of this parting, split it into 3, and I do 2-3 stitches, and now I add in from the middle to the strand that I brought under to the middle the new hair. Make sure that you keep very close to the scalp. Like this you make sure that the braid is going to be tied. Add always in from the top in the direction of the parting, and make sure that you hold everything close to the scalp. We are going to braid this braid over the part line, so we are just copying the shape that we prepared before with our braid. And you see I'm holding here with my fingertips the strands, and I always bring the outer side under the middle side. When you reach at the end of the braid, you just tie it off with a tiny hair elastic. Now we do the exact same thing on the left hand side. I prepare with a toothbrush some gel that I add to the hair, and then I comb it through. This is just to make sure that flyaways won't happen. I section again off a tiny portion of hair in the front. I split it into 3 equal strands. Here you see them, very fine and thin. And now I bring the upper under the middle, the left hand strand under the middle, and after I did those 2 stitches, I start with the 3rd stitch to add in hair from the top. And when you add in hair only from one side, you will find other videos about this braid technique. You call it a lace braid. Keep on braiding again like on the side before, just right over the part line, holding the fingertips close to the scalp. Do this until there is no more hair to add in from the portion you sectioned off before, and then when you reach more or less 2 inches more after there was no more hair to add in, you tie it off with a hair elastic. Now I do another half moon shape from the very front to the other point of the circle. I used some hair gel in between because her hair was very fluffy and I wanted the little hairs to stick to the rest of the hair. Now Always remember, when you are not, or the hair you do not braid, you can just tie off so that it won't be in the middle while you are in the braiding process. With this braid, we're going to start on the front in a half moon shape, like the parting that I just prepared, and then we're going to cross over to the other side. So we start braiding with sectioning off the tiny section from the front. We do exactly the same braid technique like before. So take a little portion of hair, split it into 3 equal strands. Then I start normally with the top strand, bringing it under, and then the left hand strand goes under. And now when we have the 3rd stitch, just add in a little portion of hair to the strand that you just brought from the top under the middle strand. Then bring the left strand under and the right strand, the one from the top, and then add in some hair again. And like this you are braiding all along the part line until you reach the middle parting, and then you do some extra stitches to have the braid a bit longer, just for the time being, because you have to make the next part line that is going to be parallel to the right braid in the back of the hair. For the time being, I just clip this away. Now I'm going to draw the parallel line to the very first braid that I did, and I go exactly to the end of the front braid. So on the left hand side it makes an S shape, to the right hand side. All the hair we do not need. We tie in a deep ponytail again, and then we have the portion of hair that we prep again with hair gel. Comb it through. Make sure that the hair is not tangled. And then take the braid that you clipped away and loose it up until where it is more or less right over the middle parting. And now when you bring the strand under, you just add in some hair from the other side. Bring the left hand strand under and take hair from the front. Now this is not a lace braid, as I'm bringing under the strand and then adding in hair from both sides. So this is not sitting exactly over the part line, it is sitting in the middle of the portion of hair that we prepared. I do again some extra stitches before I tie everything together with a tiny hair elastic. I'm so happy that I found this. It's very difficult to find tiny hair elastics, and I found this in a little shop here in our city. So now make the same shape symmetrical to the front half moon shape that you did right before. And for not interrupting the braiding process, I did directly the other half of the S shape, just parallel to the second braid we did before. Clip it away for the time being. The rest goes into the deep ponytail. And then I prepped both portions of hair already with hair gel. And like you have seen it before, I always comb it through, and we do exactly the same. Section off the front part, split it into 3, and like all the braids before, I start with the one in the middle that is closer to the middle parting, bring it under the middle strand, then the right hand strand under the middle strand, the one from the middle again, and then we add in a tiny portion of hair. Keep on braiding until your half moon shape crosses the middle parting. there you do some extra stitches. When the hair is fluffy again, use some extra gel, just add it to the strands, and then you go over the middle parting and start to add in to your strands from both sides, from the top and from the side. So keep this braid close to the first two braids that we did. Do some extra stitches so that the braids have more or less all the same length until you tie it off with a tiny hair elastic. These are the 4 braids that are now at the end. I crossed them one over the other. It's like woven. And the hair that I do not need from her left hand side, I bring again into a deep ponytail. And now, because her hair was very freshly washed, I added in some hair gel. I'm combing this completely through, and then I even add some water for not having it so harsh and hard while I'm braiding. We're going to do a half up style, so what I do now is all the remaining hair that is close to the braids are going into another Dutch braid, but with this Dutch braid I'm just sectioning off the crown hair. I did not prepare the parting before. I just go along and see that the braid that I'm doing now, that is the thicker one, is taking the hair from the side that she does not want to fall into her face. And here you see there is no section prepared before, and I'm taking again hair from both sides, so from the top adding in it into or under the middle strand, and then from the side. When you reach to the back of the head, you want to incorporate the tiny braids that you had prepared before, those 4 braids, so 2 on each side. And when you see inside of the big braids, because those I braided until the very end, one of the hair ties, you can just take them out. And this is our final result. Crossed cornrows with 2 bigger Dutch braids by the side into a half up style. I hope you like this braid, and if you're new on our channel, please be so kind and subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and let's see very soon back here on our channel. Bye bye.